Yeah, good morning, everyone.
Good morning,
Good
sir.
morning, sir.
Good morning. As we have discussed in a meeting for a IAM test, you have asked for the revision of the Module 1 and Module 2, right? So, can we go with the revision classes? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah. Tell me. Tell me. Any doubts? We'll start with the module 1 as usual, and I will go with the highlights. Means somewhat wherever important is there, there I will take some time, and remaining things I will move as it is. If you are not following or if you are getting any doubts and all, anytime you can interrupt me and you can ask me, sir, this is a doubt, not an issues. So now we'll go with that particular topic with the model 1 as a revision session for a IA test. So in terms of IA test or most probably asking questions in an exam. So based on that, I will explain you trusting on the points where you should write and how you should write and all. You listen clearly and later on you can go. And another one thing is only 6 members now. What about others? So again, they will tell that we can't follow this and all. Hmm? For meeting 35 and 39, 40 members, you will be there. What about this? Hmm? See, only 8 members. Still, the already it's passed with 5 minutes almost, or next 10 minutes almost. Uh, only 8 members are there. I'm waiting. Okay, anyway, we'll start with the lesson. Later on, let them join. Now, I am audible to you? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
now I'll start. This is session number 1, module number 1, which we are going to think about. As I told you that in the beginning of the while teaching the session in college, we started this particular CN, and I have told you that how we should think this particular chapter as a designers of the computer network. You must listen this entire syllabus. Now coming to the first unit, so how the network, what is a network actually, and how a different types of networks will be there, and how a different what is a different computer architectures we should follow to build a computer. Then what are the different applications of a computer network, so which we should have on a computer network. So these things we are going to discuss in this particular chapter. Coming to the next thing, the outline says first we'll go with an applications, then what are the requirements or devices needed to make a network setup, and what if all devices ingredients is ready with us, so which architecture we should follow, which network architecture we should follow to design a network, and later on how to evaluate the build the network is performance is working correctly, or how what is the performance of that particular thing. So these things will comes in a module 1. So in an exam, we if that, so the first thing will comes with the applications. Here the question for an exam, how it will be there, it will be like this: explain the different applications of the computer network based on internet. So this will be the question they can ask you in a VTU exam. But in our IA exam or a descriptive type of an IA exam and all, we can change that particular concept, and I can ask you like this that what are the applications on which the computer networks will play the role, or internet will play the role, and justify without internet how that applications will be there. So if I ask you like this, there you have to give a justification and analysis. You have to do both the ways. The things means how you can do means you have to divide the entire applications into the different types, and you have to explain how these applications and are very needed in a day-to-day life of a human being. Now the applications will be like this: the World Wide Web. Now, first you have to explain like this: the World Wide Web (WWF). Now, what is a website's usage and how the websites is playing a role in a present society, and how you are getting an information of anything. For example, assume that you need information on any product or anything like that. We'll go for a Google or a search engines. So you need a websites there, and many companies today they are showcasing their products, everything on a web, and many banks today they are doing a transactions using this particular worldwide webs, means they are having their own web portals. Through that particular portals they are doing a transaction. So in all the sectors, e-commerce everywhere, in all the sectors, so this particular world wide web is playing a role like this. You have to explain some 7 to 8 lines, and you give some examples. What are the examples? For example, search engines, google.com, and then you explain about the any one bank, that is www.sbi.net, something like that. Then another one example you give of any company's website, like that. So you can tell that what is the benefit and how the benefits are coming out with the websites. Coming to the next thing, that is an email. So today email, how it is authenticated and how it is serving as an information exchange from one person to the another person. You may know that today the almost on 90% to 95% of the world internet they are using this particular email, and you should write what are the uses of this particular email and how the far people who are there, to them the information can be exchanged. So that particular thing you have to write on a email. Coming to next, online social network. Online social network, this is also how a social network is playing a role. Online social networks, you can first you write that heading and then you can take one by one on that. That is a Facebook you can take and write what is the advantage of a Facebook, and WhatsApp you can take and what is that, and LinkedIn you can write like that, Twitter you can write. Like these are the social networks which is there. With this particular social networks, how the information from one place to another place, how quickly you can pass, and then how you can maintain a relationship with others or friends, how you can maintain a relationship, and how you can share your thoughts in this particular social networks, and how the social network is impacting today on Indian economic growth or Indian politics, in which fields, in the media field, how this social network is making a role. You can discuss that what are this particular thing and how the transformation has been done from old stage of a newspapers to this present stage, how the transformation has been done and how the information processing has become a very quick. So you can write. So I think plenty you can write. So restrict your answer. So restrict to some 7 to 8 lines. Observe, I have to telling that World Web 7 to 8 lines, email some 7 lines, and then online social network some 7 lines, like that. Then streaming of audio, video. The streaming of audio, video is another one good application of a computer networks, that from a far place you can download a video and audio files, and you can view that videos and you can listen to that audio files. You can give some examples of websites of that particular type. For example, Ghana. For an audio streaming, you can give an example of a Ghana.com and other whatever is there. You as a students, you know that what are other websites which you can get an MP3 songs to be run on that. And videos, YouTube is the best example which you can give. and what is the use of a YouTube today, and how the videos coming from a cooking to coming from different technologies and experiments, everything, movies, everything will be there, entertainment, everything will be there in a YouTube, and how YouTube is helpful in this particular concept. You can come and you can give an example of that for an streaming of a video. Like this, so you have to give an example and you have to write answer. Next, file sharing. So file sharing, how file sharing concepts will be helpful in computer networks, and how files can be transferred from one place to another place. Then what is the use of the file transformations? So that you can write on that particular thing where it will works with an FTP. Best example I will tell you: uploading of the PPTs and uploading of information which will be needed for other students. The best thing you can take is any college portals. You can take as an example, and you can tell how a material, everything has been shared. For example, our D space you can take, and how this particular D space is helpful in our BMSIT college. You can write, not an issues. Otherwise, in exam and all, don't mention a college name. So this is very important, be careful. If you mention a college name, it will become a malpractice also. In sometimes in a flu, or means when the sir is also explaining, he has told many times about a college example and college data centers and all. While writing in a flow, if you write like that in a BMSIT data center, something like that, so that is an identification thing. So it will comes under a malpractice. Be careful there also. Assume some ABC college if you write, then it's okay, not an issues. So like that, for your understanding level, for reality of some examples, I'm in a computer networks. I'm using our college BMSIT and some data centers and this particular things. So you must keep in your mind. So yeah, that is the one thing how a file sharings will be helpful. Coming to the next, instant messaging. Instant messaging is nothing but a chatting. Today, you can take here the example of even a WhatsApp also, Telegram, and what is the instant messaging? So wherever you are using with different chatting things you can use, and all that particular examples you can give, and you can tell what is the application of that particular thing here. So this is applications of a computer network. Now, any doubts is there while writing an answer to the question like this? Explain the computer network applications based on internet. So this is a one question, general question. This is a one. Otherwise, if tricky question they want to ask, justify the role of internet or a computer network in today's day-to-day life. So this question they can ask you like this. They can ask you the questions. So you have to there. What you have to do? You have same answer you have to write. So different types you have to write, and you will give a justification that how these things are helpful today, and how the transformation has done from old to here, and how easy the life today is. You have to tell with this applications. Any doubt here based on this question, you can ask. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello,
Listening?
sir.
Any doubt, ma? Any doubt? Kudia?
No, sir. Sir, in first intervals, we are going to write MCQ questions, right, sir?
In MCQ, what they can ask you, very simple, I'll tell you. In a
Okay.
MCQ, they will ask you that, for example, applications in that World Wide Web, for example, consider so-and-so.com file is there, or a banking is there. So it will fall either in www means World Wide Web, or a email, or something like that, in which group it will falls. So they can ask you like that particular question based on applications. So you will tell that this is on a website. So for example, .in.com, why that .in.com? So that they can ask. So that type of questions also, where you can relate that to the web. And email, you can relate to the email how at symbols will be used where. So email will be there. And for example, I will tell you one MCQ question. For example, I will ask you like this: YouTube will work in a concept of computer networks. Options A, B, C, D. Assume audio streaming, video streaming, and then both A and B, and assume D1 is none of these two. What will be your answer? Hello.
Both, sir.
Both, correct? No, both for an YouTube you need audio also, and the video streaming also is needed. Like this, they can ask you questions. So for best thing, I will tell you that any MCQs, what you are there, I will give a clue to you. You go with the Google and tell that like this: Foundation of Computer Networks, MCQ questions. You type it. Whatever a questions comes, you follow that particular questions. Or computer networks, you give like this: computer networks MCQ questions for a technical rounds, like that you give. You can follow the basic wherever this chapter 1 questions are there, that questions you follow. Even myself, I mean sitting here, I can't prepare one by one question. Even I will do the same thing. In that I will take a best, or I will modify somewhat, and I will give. So same concept, every lecturer will do like that only. I will modify according to that, and I will give how it comes to this module 1. Anything changes is there, like that. So how to study for a MCQ questions? Don't feel like that MCQ questions first time like this and all, nothing. When you go to the Google, if you type computer networks MCQ questions with answers, if you type, plenty will come to you. So in that, you study one by one, which is there in a module 1 and a module 2, which belongs to that part. Keep syllabus aside and you study, and take out that particular questions and study all that particular questions. So almost all will be covered. Even though I will take a syllabus, I will prepare a questions, same concept. Correct? No? Don't feel it's a tough. I think MCQs solving will be easy in a computer networks. Right? Any more doubts? Any more doubts?
No, sir.
Hello? No. We'll go to the next topic. Yeah. Example of an application here, they have given a video streaming application, they have given a multimedia application including a video stream, how it will works. So there is no rule like that, you have to explain only like this. You can explain according to the real-time applications also, not a problem. Now, application protocol. What is this application protocol? Then how this URL means how a URL will be processed. So this they can ask you. For example, so assume in MCQ questions and all, they can ask you the abbreviation of URL. So they will give a different ABCDs and they can ask you. So like this, some tricky questions may be there where you note the things, minute things also. Uniform resource locator. Sorry. Uniform resource locator is one particular address, means it's a name to identify one particular IP address of a server. So with this particular uniform resource locator, the identification of one particular system can be done based on a IP address, right? Then coming to the next, HTTP. What is this HTTP? Always a communication will be done with the system using hypertext transfer protocol. So hypertext transfer protocol is an application level protocol where it will means the request and response taken from the user and it will be sent to the server. So that things you have to write. Here you must consider what is HTTP and how HTTP works. Then TCP, transmission control protocol, means how a transmission control protocol will work, means end-to-end process. It will take care that either this particular process means request, either the process has been done or not. So 17 messages for one URL request is needed. This is very much important. Again, MCU question will come there. So how many messages are needed to process one URL request? Assume. So if I ask you, I will give 18, 16, 15, 17, and 19, assume, for example. So what you have to take? You have to take a 17. In that 17 messages, 6 to find the IP address. So internet protocol based on a URL. You will type URL www.google.com. So the total google.com will have one IP address, means the server will have an IP address. To find that IP address itself, the 6 messages is needed. Once after finding that particular server, for connection of TCP, again 3 messages is needed to establish a connection. Then for your HTTP, above that layer, so for HTTP to request and acknowledge, it needs again 4 messages. So request, I got your request and I will send the data. Reply, here is the data you requested, I got the data. Then 4 messages for tearing down the TCP connection. Again, to cut down that particular connection, again 4 messages is needed. In this way, 17 messages has been needed for a communication. So in this slide, I have told you the possible questions of an MCQ, how they will ask you. In an exam point of view, explain how the process of a URL will do and how many messages is needed to connect one URL request. So they can ask you like that. So this question will be there for some 5 to 6 marks. Any doubt here? Any doubt?
No, sir.
Coming to the next thing, requirements. Coming to the requirements here means what are the requirements needed to set up a computer network or how to design a computer network. What are the requirements? Here, 3 persons which are very important things are there. Application programmer is needed, and network designer is needed, and network provider is needed. So what do you mean by application programmer? What is, sorry, just back here. Just one. No, it's going. Just 1 minute. Yeah. Yeah. Now back here. Now you can see this, the application programmer. What is the role of the applications you have to write as a program instructions is needed for a computer network. And a network designer, how a network resources can be kept and where it has to be kept and how it has to be connected and all. Network provider, who will provide the internet, means how to manage that particular traffic and all. Now you say this, the application programmer lists the services that his application needs, delay the bounded delivery of data. Means how the services should be provided and how the interfaces should be made between the devices. All these things will come under an application programmer. Now network designer. Network design a cost-effective network with shareable resources. This is very much important. That is, so what item for assume for it depends on a network design. How a network designer should think. For example, a small office is there. For this particular small office, if they want to develop a network, computer network, so how the things should be there. For example, a big organization is there. For that big organization to set up a computer network, what are the things is needed? It depends on the space establishment, geographical establishment of a company, both geographical establishment and based on a geographical establishment, what are the ingredients needed to set up a network and how you can minimize the resources where it can be shared and possibility to cut down the price. So this is a very important which will come from a network designer. And network provider, this is the characteristics of a system that is easy to manage. So as I told you that how which system should be manageable and how a network can be provided based on that particular systems. So that will be taken into the consideration requirements. Now connectivity. This is very much important word type of questions which can be asked here. How you can connect to two systems? This is very much. What is a computer network? If I ask you, the devices which will share information from one device to the another device is called as a computer network, or where information exchange will be there. That way, if you want to exchange an information, then two devices should be tied with each other or should be connected with each other. How it will be connected? So what thing, by what things it will be connected? So that point will be what type it will be connected. So that is a very important thing as a network designer we should know. That is need to understand the following terminologies. First, what is scale? So scale is the one thing that how many systems are there? Can you add a new systems? So if you want to add a new systems to your network, how it is scalable means how your connectivity is opened for a new systems. Link is the one that is a connectivity between one node to the another node, or one device to the another device. Nodes are nothing but devices which are there, which are participated in a computer network. Then point to point, that is system to system connectivity or a device to device connection is called as a point to point connection. Multi-access, you can see B figure there. So what is a multi-access there? A multiple systems has been connected to a single line. So now if I ask you today internet, as you know, MCQ question I will ask you now. Today internet is depending on which connectivity? A. Point-to-point connectivity, multi-access connectivity, heterogeneous connectivity, or hybrid connectivity. Tell me the answer. Tell me the answer.
Point to point. Multiple access.
Multiple access.
Hybrid connectivity. Today internet. Are you getting? Hello? Hello?
Sir. Yes, sir.
ನೋಡಿ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ತಪ್ಪು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈಗ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಟು ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಕನೆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿನೂ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಇಂಟರ್ನೆಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ರೂಟರ್ ಟು ರೂಟರ್. ಮಲ್ಟಿ ಆಕ್ಸೆಸ್ ಕನೆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ? ಲ್ಯಾನ್. ಲ್ಯಾನ್ ಇಸ್ ಎ ಮಲ್ಟಿ ಆಕ್ಸೆಸ್ ಕನೆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ. So multi-access, now I have asked you a question like this in internet, which type of connectivity they will use, correct? No. So here, what connectivities they are going to use? Both point-to-point connectivity they will use, multiple access connectivity they will use, unicast connectivity they will use, like this, or heterogeneous connectivity also they will use. For example, satellite link or mobile link, like that. So finally, all including this, we'll call it as a hybrid connectivity. So hybrid is the one which is a mixture of all these things, which you should note that. ನೀವು ಅವಾಗ ಏನಂತೀರಾ ಸರ್, ಅದು ನೀವು ಅವತ್ತು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಹೈಬ್ರಿಡ್ ಅನ್ನೋದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ಲಿಲ್ವಲ್ಲ ಸರ್. ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ವರ್ಡ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೈನ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ವರ್ಡ್ ನ ಕಾಲ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಹೇಳೋದು ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಈ ರೀತಿ ಇಟ್ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ಸ್. ನಾನು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು, ನೀವು ಗೂಗಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನು ಬೆನಿಫಿಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ರೀತಿ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ನನ್ನ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು 500 ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಒಂದು ಬರೀ ಮಾಡ್ಯೂಲ್ 1 ಮಾಡ್ಯೂಲ್ 2ಗೆ ನನ್ನ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು 100-200 ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಒಂದ್ಸಲಿ ಅನಲೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಓದ್ದಂಗೂ ಆಗತ್ತೆ. ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ದಿರೋ ಸಣ್ಣ ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್, ಸಣ್ಣ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿದು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ ನಿಮಗೆ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಮಚ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್, ರೈಟ್? ಕಮಿಂಗ್ ಟು ದ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಥಿಂಗ್, switched network. Switched network ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಸರ್ಕ್ಯೂಟ್ ಸ್ವಿಚ್ಡ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಪ್ಯಾಕೆಟ್ ಸ್ವಿಚ್ಡ್ ನೆಟ್ವರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಇದು ಟರ್ಮಿನಾಲಜೀಸ್. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ಸರ್ಕ್ಯೂಟ್ ಸ್ವಿಚ್ಡ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಪ್ಪಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎ ಸರ್ಕ್ಯೂಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಎಸ್ಟಾಬ್ಲಿಷ್ಡ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಸೋರ್ಸ್ ಟು ಡೆಸ್ಟಿನೇಷನ್. ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಸರ್ಕ್ಯೂಟ್ ಎಸ್ಟಾಬ್ಲಿಷ್ ಆಗತ್ತೆ. ಹೆಂಗೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಓಲ್ಡನ್ ಡೇಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಲೈನ್ ಫೋನ್ಸ್ ಇತ್ತಲ್ವಾ, ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಲೈನ್ ಫೋನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಲೈನ್ ಫೋನ್ ರಿಸೀವರ್ ಎತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ಲ್ ಎತ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಾವು ರಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ 0, ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಟೆಲಿಂಗ್ ಯು 0 ಬಟನ್ಸ್ ಒತ್ತಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ 08156 assume it's a Chikbalabar code 291079. Assume it's my house number, previous house number 21079. Assume how it will be done, how a circuit establishment will be done. 08156 is Chikbalabar pin code. So that is first a connection will be established from the exchange point of that to the Chikbalabar exchange. One the circuit means connection established. From there, 21079. 21079 is meant for our native place within Chikbalapur district or Chikbalapur exchange. That is 210 will comes under Gudibande. It will comes to Gudibande. In a Gudibande, 79 is a number given to our phone number. Like this, a circuit establishment will be done dynamically at that particular time. This we'll call it as a circuit switched network. Circuit switched network. You can ask me the question like this: at that time, how things established means same concept. In olden days, you may see how the entire telephone network is been divided. That is divided based on a telephone exchange of one particular town, there then division like this nodes. So it is dependent like that. Coming to the next thing, there is a packet switch. Our entire computer network depends on a packet switch. The packet switch will come in this particular type. How a particular type? Like a letter. The best example you can take as a post office. So here, no circuit establishment, nothing will be there. One packet will be there, a parcel will be there, or a letter will be there, which will be taken by one system based on a source address and a destination address. It will be keep on forwarding. So that type of network, we will call it as a packet switched network. You can ask me the question, sir, why switched is there? This is very much important. Switched is the devices, whatever is there, is the active persons in that particular topology or on a network. That way we'll call it as a switched. It should be switched on. If it is switched off, you can't transfer the packet. So switched is very much important here. For example, assume that in between devices, I will give a parcel. So one person Airtel, one person Airtel. For example, just assume that I'm having one letter with me and I want to give some, the person who is there 20% ahead of me. Assume is a 21st person. I can't move from my place. So what I will do usually, I will give to one of the middle persons. I will give, sir, please send me. Please send this. Please. Assume the middle person will tell, no, I don't send. What's the need of me? I don't send. Then what I will do? What you have to do that? He is not switched on. So what you have to do? You will take another path. You will ask another person, sir, please, you will do. So like this. So this is a one thing. Even though that person is there in your network, that link has been filed. That device has been filed. Is not accepting to send a packet. So the word packet and message are very much important. Today, entire computer network is running on a packets. Packet is a one small portion of a data payload will be there headed with an header. That header will gives you the details of source, destination, identification of that unique packet, the packet number, all these details will be there. What is a message? The message is an instant message which will be there and it will be chopped to a packet. The next concept is store and a forward concept. What I told you now, that is for assume I will give to my neighbor, he will take that particular packet, the neighbor node, he will store in his particular system and he will check the source and destination address. So destination address is not belongs to that system. What usually will do? He will check his table, forwarding table. According to that, he will send to the next neighbor. Like this, the store and forward technique will also works. Now, possible possible MCQ questions on this particular slide. Again, I'll ask you. Now, the devices in a computer network or a topology will be identified as dash, assume. Computers, routers, nodes, and none of the above. Best for an example, I'm telling these questions just for example. I'm telling. Assume. Then what you will do? You will tell nodes. Are you getting? Even routers also nodes, devices also nodes, everything will be treated as a nodes here. Coming to the next question. The computer network will works in a following method. What is the following method? Assume they will tell queuing method, store and forward method. Then afterwards, some other things will be their options. There you have to select store and forward technique. Next, computer networks will works with which type of switched network dash. Then circuit switched network, packet switched network, message switched network, some other they will tell frequency switched network. Now you have to tell packet switched network. Like this, you have to answer. These are the possible things they can ask. Coming to the next things here, in a connectivity itself, other terminologies are there. The cloud. So you can see here a switched network and interconnection of a network, how it will be there. A is a switched network. How a packet switched network which will be there with the routers or an LAN switches which is taken into the consideration. Our interconnection of networks is this is one particular network which has been connected with a router. This is a one router and this is a one router, like this it has been connected. So here the terminologies which you should know is cloud. So as you know that today what's a cloud and all, then coming to the host which is there. Host, this is important. What is a host? Host is a one which will send the data, which will receive the data. In between things, we'll call it as a nodes or a devices. Host A and host B. What is your host A and host B? The source and destination will be called means the person who will send information, the person who will receive information is called as a host. Switches. What is a switches? A switches is a one hub between connecting the different systems. Then coming to the internetwork. This is an internetwork. Means below B figure is an internetwork. Combination of several networks is called as an internetwork. Router or a gateway. Now assume this is a router or a gateway. This is one particular LAN or a network which is there. So this will be connected with one particular router. Or a gateway where the data will be sent from this to here means outside through this particular router. Then host to host connectivity will be there. What do you mean by host to host connectivity? The word how a connection can be established from one host to the another host. So that we'll call it as a connectivity. So what are the in between nodes? Address. How to identify each particular system in a network. For that, we are going to use a address. Then routing. How a host-to-host connectivity can be established. Host-to-host connectivity can be established by routing. That is establishing a route from source to destination. Then unicast is single source and single destination. Broadcast is single person will be there who will broadcast and many receivers will be there who will receive. They can't send the message. The only that is called as a broadcast. What is a multicasting? Many sources, many destinations, or single source and many destinations. Like this combination will be there. So these terminologies is also very much important in this particular thing. Cost-effective resource sharing. In this, the main concept will comes with multiplexing and demultiplexing. Here, what are the possible MCQ questions they can ask you is today in a computer networks, which type of which type of multiplexing will be done? Assume that may be the question. They will ask you. They will give you that. Sorry. ST, DM, and then FDM and the statistical multiplexing and none of the above. So statistical multiplexing which you have to take. So like this, they can ask you the questions. This I have explained you what is synchronous time division multiplexing. That is how based on a time slots the things will be sent from S1, S2, S3 to the R1, R2, R3 in a single channel. How it has been done. For example, synchronous time division multiplexing, how it will work means each and every packet will be given one particular time, quantum time will be given, and in that particular time, the packet should be sent from S1 to the corresponding receiver R1, R2, R3. It can send a packet. Next term will be given, next chance will be given to S2, next S3, next it will be keep on repeating. Assume what is the disadvantage here? If S3 wants to send a packet, assume the quantum time will be given to S1. The entire system should be idle until S1 and S2 will be done with the quantum time. Chance will be done. Assume they doesn't want to send any packet, then time will be wasted and time delay will be taken into S3. So this will become a problem, or this is a major disadvantage which is there, that is predetermined slots, which is a major disadvantage in a STDM. So coming to the next thing, that is FDM, frequency division multiplexing. How a frequency division multiplexing will work here? The frequency division multiplexing will work based on a frequency. That is, one channel will have a one frequency and another channel will have another frequency. The combination of frequencies, adding up of a frequencies will be done, and one signal it will be made and it will be sent, and at a receiver side again that one signal or one frequency will be divided into sub frequencies. The best example here I have told you is DTH. That is, even though you are having a Sun Direct or Dish TV DTH, you can get means more than 100, 200, 300 of a channels. Each channel will have its own frequencies. So then how a single DTH antenna, what you have fit there, will receive one signal, and how that signal will be chopped into different frequencies from your setup box, I have told very clearly here. In that way, the frequency division multiplexing will work. Coming to next, statistical multiplexing, which I have told, which is using now. Data is transmitted based on demand of each flow. Now, if demand is there, then it will be taken into the consideration. For example, S1 wants to send a packet, okay, you send. S2 wants to send a packet, then you send. But first chance will be given to S1. S2, you be in a queue. After I will process it. Then S3, yeah, you be. Like this, the multiplexing and demultiplexing will be done using a statistical multiplexing. Then what is a flow? If we ask you the flow of a packet from source to destination via medium, so that's a flow. Then FIFO, round robin, and priority is a one that is a queue technologies which has been used to improve the quality of services, or first in first out round robin method. Sometimes priority will also be used. And coming to the next thing, the type of the networks, that is LAN, MAN, WAN. So based on a requirement, which type of network you have to set up, that will be given, taken into the consideration. Here, what is a possible question they can ask you, as I have told you that statistical multiplexing, you can tell there. Coming to the next thing, that is the next one is to establish or to design a computer network for an office. Which type of network is suitable? MAN, WAN, LAN, none of the above. Now you tell me the answer. Hello? 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 You got my question? Hello?
Sir, repeat it, sir.
See what I mean to tell you. If you want to set up a network for an office, which type of computer network is needed? Dash. LAN,
LAN,
MAN, WAN, none of
LAN,
the
sir,
above.
LAN.
LAN, correct? No, why
LAN.
you told LAN? For an office
local,
is, yeah, small distance. LAN should be there. With a few systems, we'll call it as a local area network. Correct? No, getting.
yes
Yes,
sir.
sir.
For example, cable network internet is a best example of which type of network? LAN, MAN, WAN, none of the above. Tell me now.
WAN, sir.
Huh? Cable network. Edama? MAN. Metropolitan area network. It will be based on area, means one city. Correct? No? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
ಕೇಬಲ್ ಇಂಟರ್ನೆಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಕೇಬಲ್ ಆ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಊರವರು ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಆ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಟೌನ್ಗೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಮೀಸಲಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅದು. So because of that, we'll call it as an MAN, Metropolitan Area Networks, which will works with a coaxial cable. LAN will work with Cat6 cable. ಇದು ಗಮನದಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. To set up an LAN connection, dash medium cable is used, or which cable is used. For example, they will ask you OFC, Cat6 cable, or coaxial cable, none of the above. If they will ask you like that, you have to tell Cat6 cable for LAN. For MAN, you have to tell coaxial cable. For WAN, you have to tell optical fiber cable. Why? Because distance is more. For example, there will be a question like this. If you want to connect the internet service of one city to another city, which type of LAN will be used? Dash, assume. Which type of LAN will be used? Dash. So there it will comes as a WAN. Okay, ma? Are you getting what I'm telling?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and in WAN, the connectivity thing resource will be used as a OFC. Okay. Any doubt?
No, sir.
So LAN is for 500 maximum 500 meters. MAN is for maximum 3 to 5 kilometers. WAN, it will be there with more than 50 kilometers or 40 kilometers they can use. Okay. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now coming to the next thing. Yeah. Support of a common services. So application to application communication path or a pipe, how it has been defined. So that we'll explain in next coming classes. I will explain and I will tell you what are the possible MCQ questions which will be asked here. Now how client server things will work, reliability we're going to discuss. Then I will come to the architecture directly. Okay. Are you getting?
Okay, sir. Yes,
Okay,
sir.
so in the next class, I will repeat again this. Participants, you must improve. Again and again, repeating. It's
ಅಶೋಕ್
ಹೇಳು ಹೋದ್ರಲ್ಲ ಸರ್ ಯಾಕೆ
ಕೇಕೆಂಬರಗ್ ಹೋಗಿ ಓದಿದ್ಯಾ?
ಏನೋ
ಆ
ಏನು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟೇ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ, ಬೋರ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ.
ಏಕೆ?
ನೀವು
ಇಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ ಹಂಗೆ ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ ಕಾಪಿಲೇ ಓದ್ಬೇಕು, ಹಾರ್ಡ್ ಕಾಪಿ ಇಲ್ಲ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ, ಹೆಂಗ್ ಓದೋದು? ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಓದಕ್
ಆಗಂಗಿಲ್ಲ ಮೊಬೈಲಲ್ಲೇ.
ಏನ
ಏನಿಲ್ಲ, ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಹಾಕೊಂಡು ಕಳಿತವ್ರೆ.
ಈಗ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ OH
ಅದೇ 11:45 ಆಗಿದೆ. ಇವಾಗ
ಯಾರೋ ರೆಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡಂಗ ಬಿಟ್ಟು
ಏನೋ ರೆಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡಿಟ್ಟಾರೆ.
ದ್ವಾರಕ ಸರ್ದಿತ್ತು.
ಲೆಫ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಜಾಯಿನ್ ಆಗಿ ಬೇರೆ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ.
ಹಾ ಸರಿ.